What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having a pretty decent day today. This is going to be a quicker video. I just wanted to talk about some stuff that I feel like is very important to talk about right now. With everything going on in the world, I think it is of the utmost importance for everybody to choose where you allow yourself, stand your ground, make sure you know what you're talking about, and have an opinion. Stand behind your opinion. Don't give in to anybody or anything. Like everybody needs to be their own person, in my opinion. And that is my opinion. And I'll stand by my opinion, and I will respect your right to stand by yours. All these are personal opinions. There's no reason to hurt anybody over them. There's no reason to do anything out of line or crazy. We're all allowed to talk. We're all allowed to have an opinion. So I don't script any of these. I don't, not yet at least, maybe. But I don't have a lot planned for this video. I do obviously have some videos pulled up. I have this article pulled up. This is actually a website from the UK, but regardless, it's very applicable to the situation that I would like to talk about. I'll probably throw some B-roll in here with my dogs playing outside. I don't really know what else to put in here at this point. Again, I just really wanted to talk about this because I feel like it is an important time to bring this up. These videos that I'm looking at are actually decently old. A lot of them a year old, 2 years old. Also, Amir Odom, very big inspiration for me. I think that I think that he's just absolutely awesome. He's wonderful. He is his own person, and he will never back down from what he truly believes in. And I think that is just an amazing person, an amazing creator right there. And I think that you should support him. Uh, on that note, anyways, though, I wholeheartedly believe, as you saw in the title, that the LGB community should completely separate themselves from the TQ plus community. I really think that it's gotten a bit out of hand at this point. I have plenty of friends. I have plenty of friends that are gay, lesbian, bisexual. If you really want to get into we won't get into it. Regardless, I have plenty of friends who are certainly not, straight, and that doesn't bother me at all. It never has bothered me, to be honest with you. I have a member of my family who is a trans person, and I have the utmost amount of respect for them. I love them to death. They are a member of my family, but I'm not going to tell you that I agree with their viewpoints, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I agree with what they're doing and their thoughts on what is right and wrong for children. So, what I'm getting at is that I used to fully support the trans community. I used to support the TQ plus, whatever the fuck you want to call it now. They just keep adding shit to it. But regardless, I used to be in full support of it. I used to be a whole ally. I used to say, whatever you do in your own time, whatever you do behind closed doors, I don't care. If it doesn't affect me, if it doesn't affect children, if it doesn't affect people around me, I don't care. But once you start brainwashing people, once you start really pushing for things that do affect me, that affect children, that affect everybody around you and affect everything else, that becomes an issue. And I don't see that happening. I haven't seen that happening in 30 years with the LGB community. They certainly had a point where they were pushing for equality, but they never pushed over equality, in my personal opinion. Whereas we have the TQ plus community over here pushing for a lot more than fucking equality. And that's my personal opinion. Again, fight me about it. I really would love to hear the comments about it. Uh, it's just wild. I feel like all of the LGBT community that I have met, very respectful, very to themselves. They are openly gay, openly, very obviously gay, but they're not shoving it into your throat. They're not pushing it down you. They're not going to schools and telling children, hey, you can go ahead and change and be whatever you want to be. When like specifically children, you're already confused about what's going on. You don't need another person who's confused coming in and telling you to be more fucking confused. The other fact of the matter that I really want to get into, I mean, you really do see gay, lesbian, and bisexual relationships in animals and in science and nature and shit like that. And I know everybody loves these arguments, and everybody's going to come at me and say, oh, well, there's definitely trans and natural in nature and in this and that. And there's not. There's hermaphroditic, species. There are species that can change. Clownfish, for example, from a male to a female in a dire situation where there's not enough in the population. Are they fucking surgically doing that? Do they have the conscious knowledge to go into a medical facility and say, hey, I'd like some different fucking hormones, please? It's totally fucking different. Nature can be one thing, but what they're doing in that community is not natural. You don't need surgery to make something that's natural. Is all I'm going to leave that at. So again, I am a wholehearted proponent of the LGB community divorcing the TQ plus community. I fully support LGB. I have no issue whatsoever with what you want to do in your free time, who you want to love, how you want to love them. Don't involve me in it. Keep it out of my face, and all power to you. I fully support that. Uh, on the flip side of that, the TQ plus, get the fuck out of my face with it. I'm really sick of it, and I'm 100% sure other people are too. A lot of this has taken me from a left-leaning moderate to, I mean, getting closer and closer every day to that other side. You know what I mean? It is scary. It's wild, and it's the worst part is that it never seems like it's enough. No matter how much you support, no matter how much you give, no matter how much you tell these people you care about them, and everything, everything that you say is right. You're right. It doesn't matter. You're still going to be in the wrong unless you are one of them. And even if you are one of them, they're still going to hate you unless you're completely and 100% all for every single thing they say, which is just fucking wild. I tried to explain this to a buddy the other day where, and again, this is coming from somebody who's not affiliated at all. You look at the left side of politics and it's kind of wild because it seems like the Democratic Party is like 4 separate parties in itself. You've got the extreme extremists, you've got the kind of extremists, you've got the moderates, and then you've got the more centrist, or I shouldn't even say moderates and then centrist. You've got the people who are left, and then you've got the moderate left leaning. So you've got your centrists after that, your moderates, and then you've got your moderate right leaning. There's also a big group, those same 4 on the right side. You've got your moderate right leaning, you've got your right leaning, you've got your extremist right, and then you've got your super extremist right. So, on the note of that, those 4 groups on the right seem to be able to look at each other and say, hey, I don't agree with everything you're saying, but I still support you because we're in the same party. We're still in the same boat altogether. So I can figure out a way to support you without fully agreeing with everything that you're saying. Whereas on the left, it really does seem like if you're in one of those 4 camps and you disagree with one thing that one of the other camps has said, but overall, again, you're all in the same boat, you all still agree on all of the major issues, you're instantly demonized and you're no longer a part of that party. Now you're a right winger. Now you're a Nazi. Now you're this. Now you're that. You're not one of us. That's fucking wild. There's such a fracture, and it just seems like it's not going to be able to be mended, So again, this is my personal opinion. I wholeheartedly, truly do. I have no issue with the LGB. I fully support that community. The TQ plus, I was a big, supporter for a long time, but I'm telling you right now, it's getting harder and harder to support with all this shit, man. So this is a European website. This is from the UK, it looks like, but I think this is very applicable to what I'm talking about here. Don't call me queer. These are lesbians, gays, and bisexual people who do not want to be associated with the TQ plus community because it's getting a bit extreme and they don't want to be dragged into that kind of thing. It's a great example, not to get too personal, is I'm not personally a Christian. I do believe Christian morals and Christian values are, for lack of a better word, pretty fucking based. For the most part, there's definitely things that I do not agree with. But for the most part, I think the morals and the values of that religion are pretty agreeable. My wife is a Christian. She does actively, worship Jesus Christ, all that fun Christian stuff. We do celebrate Christian holidays in the house because she obviously is a Christian. Uh, my family, half of my family had come from Denmark, and I still follow kind of the old ways, the old gods. My main god would be Odin, and we get into the lesser gods of Thor and Freyr, things like that. It's not important, but on the note of that, it's kind of the same thing of where people would look at me and they'd call me an Odinist or they'd call me a pagan. And the pagan doesn't bother me. The Odinist, it bothers me because whereas I am my main god is Odin. Odin would be the one that I would consider, my Jesus Christ, if you want to put it like that. I do not consider myself an Odinist. And the only reason I don't consider myself an Odinist is because the Odinists have given themselves such a terrible fucking name, and for such a great fucking reason, because they're fucking idiots and they're extremely racist. Extremely, like, I want to make something very clear right now. I am not a racist. I am a nationalist for sure. I am an American nationalist, but I am not a white nationalist. I do not care what your fucking race is. I only care if you love America, and if you live in America, again, I don't care what color you are. I'll get along with you. I love everybody here. If if you live here, if you were born here, if you immigrated here, you know, I love you. You're American, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. If you're here illegally, we got a whole nother fucking issue. Regardless, where's that going with that? So again, it's kind of the same alignment. You know what I mean? I don't want to be aligned with the Odinist. I don't want people to look at me and say, "Oh, you're with them." Oh, you look at Odin and you think Odin's great, so obviously you agree with everything these people are saying, what the skinheads are saying. And I don't. That's asinine. I've had people walk up to me on the street looking at my tattoos. People who were from things like the Aryan Brotherhood and things like that, and they'll walk up to me and say, "Oh, what's up, brother?" and point to my tattoos. And I have to fucking look these people in the face and tell them, like, you are the most ignorant person I've ever met. Just because you see a symbol does not make somebody a part of that group. And, again, I guess that probably is why I'm getting so angry about this kind of situation, is because we shouldn't drag people into something that they don't need to be dragged into when they're not a part of it, just because other people assume that they're a part of it. So, yeah, I guess that's probably where a lot of anger comes from. Learning a lot about myself as y'all learn about me as well. Well, regardless, I guess that's about it for this one. Just rambling out my ass at this point. Um, yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments. I really, really want to know how y'all feel about this. Um, Love to get to know my community a little bit better, seeing what the opinions are out here. I also want to make it very clear, I'm not a hateful person. I, I have nothing in me that wants to be mad at people, man. I just want to live and let live. I've spent 30 years not giving a fucking shit what you do, what you care about, what you believe. God, honestly, live and let live. Better safe than sorry. Those are my two things that I live by every single day. I say them constantly. Uh, and I truly believe it. It's just gotten to a point where I don't feel like I, I don't feel like I can stay quiet anymore. I have opinions. I'm allowed to spout my opinions, especially somewhere like online. And, thank God for that. God bless America, man.